Robert, here we are. Thank you for being with me tonight. In fact, you've
Yes.
been with me for many years because people that I know have been working with know that you are my mentor. That I speak a lot about you in my seminars with the talking stone that you use because you shared it with me.
Yeah.
And
Good.
so many times when I hear some help, I come to you. And as the time now is hard for a lot of us, I thought it was a good idea to share your teaching with the communities through this video. So,
Wonderful.
so thank you for being here. Maybe my first question would be that a lot of people feel very isolated these days because of the shutdown. And so the question would be, how can we feel more connected in this situation that we didn't decide yet?
Thanks for having me. This has been an interesting experiment. Connection. The connection to self, there's lots of ways, obviously meditation and all that. There's a specific way. Let me back up. There's a deep, placid lake that's within all of us. It's a complete, quiet place that's always quiet, always placid. And it's from there that we create all connection, and from there we create everything.
So maybe, Robert, just because some of us maybe won't speak very English like so easily, so I can do some quick translation on what you just said, like on 30 seconds. You said, OK, bien sûr, il y a la méditation, il y a toutes ces choses-là, mais OK, let me back up. On va regarder un petit peu différemment pour aller au-delà de ces trucs de base. Il y a en nous un lac placide, un lac calme, et c'est de là que tout peut commencer. Thank you, Robert.
It's in this placid lake that we go when we're singular. When we are in our isolation, if that's the case, quarantine, we can still tap into that, and it's from there that we create. Now, the important thing, so go ahead and say that.
Donc c'est de là que ça peut partir, et y compris dans les moments de quarantaine, où là vraiment c'est la source en fait. Ce lac c'est vraiment une source. Je le traduis à ma façon évidemment.
And it's from this deep lake, this deep placid place in us that we connect not only to ourselves and our ability to manifest our world, but it's also the place that the Jungians would call intersubjective field. It's the place of the beginning of that connection. So the biggest key is to be able to quiet oneself. You cannot access this lake. You can't access it without being quiet. So when you bring yourself into that deep quiet, you access the connection to self, connection to spirit, and connection to all people.
Ok. So, l'idée ici, c'est de dire que, voilà, que ce lac, c'est une source, mais pour y accéder, en fait, il faut vraiment trouver un état de calme. Si tu n'es pas dans le calme, tu ne peux pas y arriver. Et si alors tu arrives dans ce calme, alors c'est la source de la connexion à soi-même, self-connection, la connexion aux autres, et puis peut-être la connexion à quelque chose de plus grand encore.
And so, if you're by yourself, and that's happening predominantly throughout the world, I think that what we are looking at is a humanity reboot. It's like we're all this computer and we're rebooting, and we have to be quiet enough to be able to hear that deep, quiet, peaceful space to come from that in our manifestation.
So maybe so I translate and then I come back to another question. C'est que voilà, on est dans un espèce de rebooting de l'humanité, donc ça repart en fait. Il y a quelque chose qu'on est en train de faire, hein, comme si on refaisait une mise à zéro en fait. Mais pour faire cette mise à zéro, il faut être capable quand même de commencer par soi-même et de descendre en soi. Ma question, ça va être sur les peurs, du coup, hein, parce que c'est bien de pouvoir se dire ça, mais c'est pas si facile que ça quand tu vois l'humanité qui tire un peu dans tous les sens. So my question would be, okay, easy to say, I'm challenging a little bit. Like, okay, let's go to the lake. But when outside of the outside world, like everything is falling down, how do you deal with your own, your own fear? That is natural when there is a big shift like this, when there's rebooting humanity. It's not easy.
That's true. Fear, there are two emotions that will stir you beyond yourself. One is fear and one is anger. And the only way that we can, again, touch in is to put the fear outside of us where it actually belongs. But what fear will do is it's so magnetic or addictive, it pulls us out, and then we're no longer in connection to that peaceful state. So if you are, say, in isolation, one of the better places to go to be quiet is in nature. Anywhere in nature. You could sit in a park. Does not matter where you are. But to sit in somewhere and breathe down. So here's a tactical way to do this.
Okay, maybe just before the technique, I'll translate what you just said and then we go to the tool, the technique. Donc ce qu'on va faire, c'est que je vais traduire juste cette partie-là pour celles et ceux qui en ont besoin et on va aller dans la technique. C'est qu'il y a deux grandes émotions en fait qui peuvent nous mettre loin de ce grand lac. C'est la peur et c'est anger, donc c'est la colère. Et la peur, en fait, il faut arriver à la mettre en arrière parce que finalement c'est là où elle doit être. Mais pour ça, eh bien, il y a une des solutions possibles, c'est de connecter avec la nature. Ça peut être tout simplement dans un parc, on n'est pas besoin d'aller très loin. Et donc on arrive maintenant sur la partie pratique. Okay, so you are starting to explain us a technique, a concrete tool to come back to that good state finally with no fear.
Okay, and so basically the breath, our breath is in spiritus, ex spiritus, in breath, out breath. It is the direct relationship to spirit. So you had heard in the classes we were doing where I'd say, breathe in your spirit. What I mean is that you intentionally pull your breath in, and as you do, you breathe down with your intention deep into the body. This lake that I've talked about lives low in the body. So you breathe your breath down. You use the breath intentionally because where intention and breath go, that's where the energy goes.
Okay.
So you bring the energy down.
So, là où va l'attention, va l'énergie en fait. Et donc, ce qui est précisé là, c'est que notre inspiration, derrière, elle va amener, en fait, elle doit être amenée avec une certaine intention. Hein, et l'idée, c'est vraiment de descendre lorsque l'on inspire et lorsqu'on en expire vers le centre, vers finalement le ventre. Hein, c'est ce qu'indiquait Robert dans sa posture. Évidemment, je vous fais une traduction. Vous comprenez sans doute très bien l'anglais. Je le fais avec ce que je retiens et ce que je peux faire en live. C'est très imparfait. Okay.
Okay. So when you start that breath operation, when you're sitting somewhere quiet and you bring that in, you'll find your spirit will first off inhabit you. Instead of being wide ranging in its scare, it will bring you back into selfhood, which is where we normally live. When you do that, it drops down. There's a Cantonese word, samling, that one of my teachers talked about, and that's that lake. And you bring that energy down into there and just reside in its quietness. What will happen are two things. You can put intentions into that area, and they'll begin to manifest absolutely effortlessly. And you can also listen to what is it next time to be creating, and that will begin to go out in the universe effortlessly because this peacefulness connects directly to the universe.
Ok. So, ce que disait Robert, c'est que quand on inspire, il dit toujours le spirit, hein, on inspire l'esprit en fait. Donc ça c'est important et de le faire bien descendre. Il parlait aussi d'une référence d'un mot en cantonais, donc en chinois. What was the word in Cantonese?
I'm gonna use the word. I'd like you to use it covetously because I haven't cleared that with my teacher to use that word publicly.
Okay. So we keep it. Donc il y a une référence dans la tradition chinoise. En tout cas, ce que dit Robert, c'est qu'il y a deux grands apports qui vont être faits. Le premier, c'est que l'intention, en fait, lorsqu'elle est claire, eh bien, écoute, sans effort derrière, elle se reproduit. Et derrière, ça peut même aller sur la prochaine étape qui va être la nôtre parce que l'univers le reçoit. Okay. So how can we practice just to make it clear? Est-ce qu'on peut faire en fait? Peut-être qu'on peut faire comme ça. And then maybe we keep it simple. We keep it with practical tools. We understood why the spirit, the intention, and now maybe we have a one practice and to come back to self finally and to connect to this lake.
And this is specifically to self, but the same technique, the intersubjective field going out to others, you can do that. Even if you're in isolation, you can still connect through walls, if you will, to other people anywhere in the world.
With your intention? Like
yes,
sending intention to the people?
Yeah, it actually starts by being into that deep place. And I've been, in fact, the other night I connected with you. We have that time frame difference, but boy, I came in and I could feel it lock in. So it's very definite when you do this. You first come into the peaceful place, use the intention with the mental screen and send it. That may be too much information.
Yeah, bon, on a dit que lui-même, that must be too much information, ça veut dire que peut-être c'est pas que trop d'infos, c'est peut-être qu'on n'est pas tous des Robert, on n'a pas tous ces dons qu'il a, lui, de chamanisme, etc. Mais en tout cas, ce qu'il expliquait, c'est que ce n'est pas que pour soi-même, c'est pas qu'un truc avec soi, c'est aussi pour connecter avec les autres, et que lui, en descendant dans son lac, il arrive ensuite à se relier aux autres personnes autour de lui. Je peux vous confirmer que j'en ai déjà fait l'expérience. Voilà, de pouvoir, c'est pas que pour soi. Hein. Donc nous qui nous sentons isolés, c'est aussi peut-être une manière de connecter avec les autres. Okay, practice.
Okay, so basically, if the people out there, you can just close your eyes, sit still, and close your eyes, and breathe as if you're breathing in through the top of your head. So it would be the top of the head and the third eye or the nose area, the face. And you breathe the energy downward, inhaling, and then hold the breath. We're slowing the rhythm of our breath. Then you exhale. And then the intention is the pulling in, slowly deep in. And when you get there, hold the breath. And then release it. And once again, taking the breath in, down all the way in. And you'll begin to feel there's a quiet place there, a lake, as it's been said. And just hold the attention there. So the consciousness now has followed the breath down into the middle part of the body.
Donc là, vraiment, l'idée, c'est d'accompagner avec la conscience la respiration vers le ventre, en fait, en descendant vraiment down, hein, vers la terre, vers le centre du ventre, et de connecter ce lac, en fait, dans cette tranquillité, avec des petits moments de rétention de l'air. So you stop the breath and you keep the air inside when it's after full, okay?
Yeah, when you get to the bottom, you just hold the breath there, because what the energy does is it coalesces. When you hold the breath, it'll coalesce there and then just release it. It's not a heavy hold the breath. Yeah. It's just a light stop and then out.
Okay, genre des petits moments effectivement d'apnée, mais pas vraiment en forçant. Hein, c'est pas je me retiens. C'est juste des petits moments pour ensuite expirer totalement.
Everything with this work is light and gentle and soft, because otherwise it creates dissonance, which keeps you away from the lake.
Voilà, là, la précision, c'est vraiment qu'il faut vraiment faire des choses avec douceur et avec bienveillance pour soi, parce que sinon, ça vous emmène loin justement de cette tranquillité de ce lac intérieur.
Once you're connected down here, and I'm connected with you right now, what would begin to be called the intersubjective field. We're connected. And so once you're in that state, then you can begin to listen and say, what is it next to be done? You can say, I would like to see this happen. And it's this interplay, this wonderful communication with the deep self. And that's what you use. That's what you begin with. That will connect you not only to self, your environment, your people, all of it. It all comes from that soft, gentle place.
Okay, donc là, ce qui est intéressant, j'ai été un peu perturbé par la voix de Sabrina derrière qui passe en même temps que je fais la traduction, mais c'est vraiment qu'on a une connexion entre soi, entre les autres et entre notre environnement en allant rechercher cette connexion intérieure. Okay. Sorry, I was a little bit disturbed because Sabrina was behind and she talked, so I was a little bit disturbed on the translation. So I went really to the point. But as you know, everybody works at home now, so we all have kids, people around. So we'll do like this is real life, right? So it's important, by the way. Maybe that will be my last question for this part. Is that okay? We have noise, we have people, we have to connect with the lake, but we are not alone. Like because we are like. Okay, maybe we are isolated, but we have families. So how can you find the lake when around you there are noise, there are people, there are other energy, other fears? So is it the same way, or is it how can we deal with others?
Well, the lake includes all of that. Basically, when we started doing this, we dropped into the lake. We're actually in this state right now. I can feel it with you and probably with everyone else. Once we're in that, then a bus going by or kids or the dog, it's not like we have to force ourselves. We include it all. That's the difference in this coming time, is we include it all in that peacefulness.
Okay. Donc ça veut dire que vraiment la différence, c'est que c'est pas que pour soi, c'est que c'est quelque chose un peu comme un peu méta avec un système où tous les gens sont concernés et que quand on vient chercher ce lac intérieur, ça inclut en fait tout l'environnement autour de nous. So you mean that you can, like with your intention, you can send this peaceful lake that you have in your inner state to the rest of the world?
That's right.
Okay. So
and that's why you're including the family and the pots and pans. You just include it all. It just keeps getting like that, more and more included. And then when you're in one of your seminars, you're basically including that entire circle. That's your job, really, is to bring in that light, that peacefulness, that light, because eventually it starts to go all around that circle and everybody now feels it.
Okay.
We felt that in the last summer.
When you came to Galia. Yeah. The circle.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Mm.
Yeah. We had that. And that's the whole function of what we're doing with this medicine. And I think it's the time now for the planet to have this medicine so that we're relating to oneself, relating to our surroundings, and then relating to people in this deep peace way that will change the planet.
Ok, donc c'est vraiment ça qu'il a ressenti lorsqu'il est venu ici, quand on a fait le Nature is the Teacher, les ateliers, lorsqu'on était chez nous ici dans le sud à Égalière. Et il dit que maintenant c'est peut-être l'heure pour le monde d'entendre ce type d'énergie et de résonance, parce que voilà, de soi, surroundings, donc les gens, son environnement autour de soi et quelque part la planète. Thank you, Robert. Would you be okay if we come back to you and maybe have a new talk, a new interview and video during the next days or weeks?
Sure. I'd love to do that.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you for sharing. And so we'll keep in touch. And what would be interesting, if you agree, is that we could work on the medicine that you were talking about at the end of your interview. And how can we get some like teaching from Mother Earth?
Yes, definitely. That would be great, because that's the essence of the medicine. That's where it all comes. That's where it comes from. At least the earth medicine. The celestial comes from a different place.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.